first had the idea of opening the shop, it actually sort of came from, we were having these potluck lunches at our house when we first moved to Charlotte, and they slowly grew from just a few people to we filled up the house. We were just brainstorming different ideas, ways to kind of better the community, ways to just get involved and talk about cool ideas. A few of the ideas that came out of it were pretty neat, and one of them turned out to be Not Just Coffee, so that was really awesome. And I didn't really know the first thing about going to look for coffee roaster suppliers and stuff like that, so Google was a big help then, and that's how I found Counterculture Coffee. And part of what we do is, we partner with businesses that have business models that are sustainable, that practice direct trade or fair trade, and everything in here. We use local milk from North Carolina. Our coffee roaster, Counterculture Coffee, they have direct trade relationships with the farms that they get the coffee from. But definitely practicing a sustainable model where we're working with partners that treat the suppliers of coffee, more than fairly. Really build relationships with the farms and the coffee growers is really important to Not Just Coffee and what we do. First time I ever had a pour over coffee was when I met up with Brent Hall, who used to work with Counterculture, and started going through some training and just learning a lot about coffee. Education's a huge part of their business model. And the first time I had a pour over coffee and I saw just how the beans were ground fresh per cup, and just brewing a single cup of coffee, specifically for me, was just really impressive. And at the time I was just thinking, what kind of equipment do I need to brew coffee? And that was more the angle I was coming from. But as soon as I saw that, I knew that that's exactly how I wanted to brew coffee in the shop. And it's just so personalized, it's so fresh, and it's really, once you have a cup of coffee that's done like that, you realize that most other coffees just pale in comparison. So we only offer pour over coffee here. And that was one of the decisions in starting the shop. A few people were telling me, you're going to have to offer big batches of coffee. People are going to come in a hurry. You're not going to be able to stop and wait, and people aren't going to want to stop and wait, especially here in Charlotte. It's a different type of city, different mentality, different food culture. But we've really seen that it's actually worked, and people have slowed down to wait for that quality. And so our menu is pretty basic. We just kind of scaled everything back. We don't offer multiple sizes. If you order a cappuccino, it's just a traditional Italian cappuccino. It's a 6-ounce drink. We're using just single origin coffees for our pour over. Real trimmed down basic menu and just focus on quality.